Hi everybody, welcome to the Yardcast, the show where we give you climate-specific advice for Central North Carolina to help you have the best yard in the neighborhood. I'm your host, Bob Walters, and this week we're going to be taking a look at planting summer flowers. Now you'll want to wait until the last frost of the year before you plant your summer flowers, since freezing can kill your flowers. Traditionally, April 15th is that safe date. Last year in 2014, it actually froze around the 20th and we had to wait a little longer, but the 15th is usually when you can start planning on putting your flowers in. Now the first thing to do, obviously, is to pull out your winter flowers. As with pulling weeds, you're going to want to make sure you get the roots out of there, and also if you planted tulips, make sure you get the bulbs out too. You don't want to leave any of that garbage in the bed. Now once you've pulled up the old flowers and weeds, the next thing to do is going to be to go through and pick up all the garbage out of the bed. The leaves, the pine cones, pine needle sticks, anything that might have accumulated. This is not stuff you want to mix into the soil, so go ahead and clean all that out. Once you've got your bed completely clean, now it's time to add the fertilizer. Sprinkle it generously on top, and then you can mix up the soil. If you have a small enough bed, you can do this by hand with a shovel. If you have a larger bed, you might actually want to get a tiller. Both of these do pretty much the same thing. A lot of it just has to do with how big your bed is and how much work you want to put into it. Once you've got your soil mixed up well, you'll want to shape your bed. You do this with a rake, just kind of pull everything into the middle and then spread it out and shape it however you want. Try to get a nice, flat, level surface for where you want to plant your flowers. You'll also want to make sure that the bed is raised up a little bit from the ground around it because you don't want water sitting in your bed. Flowers can drown easily and you want the water to be able to run off if necessary. So now you've got your bed all ready. Take your flowers and place them out wherever you want them to go and adjust them accordingly. Once you've got them laid out, it's time to plant them. Since your dirt is nice and soft and tilled up, you should be able to do this with your hand. However, you can use a hand trowel if you need to, or a small shovel if you're planting something larger. Don't forget when you're planting your flowers to break up the root balls a little bit to help encourage the roots to grow outward. Now that your flowers are planted, you're going to want to go ahead and water them in and make sure you do it well. You want the bed to get nice and soaked so that the water is getting all the way down to the roots. Stick your finger in after you've watered it pretty well to see how deep it is and make sure that the dirt is soaked all the way down. Also be careful while you're doing this to go back and forth. You don't want to water too much in one spot so your dirt starts washing away. Now that the bed is watered, all you need to do is put your ground cover on it. I tend to use a finely shredded pine bark mulch. This is also the time when you'll want to put down any kind of pesticides like Bandit or Merit, something to help control slugs, that kind of thing. Normally you can put your ground cover down first and then put the chemicals on top. However, if you have small children or animals that you're worried about getting into these chemicals, you might want to put that down first and then put the bark on top. When you're putting the bark down, you can put it down thin or thick depending on however you think it needs to go. Make sure you get all around the edges and brush off the flowers. A lot of times when you put this stuff out, you cover up the plants, so make sure to brush them off so they're not weighed down or broken and can still get sunlight and grow. And the final step is watering it one more time. Make sure you get the bark nice and wet and you get everything off of the flowers, and you're done. You'll probably need to water your flowers at least once a week during the summer, depending on how hot it is and how much rain we get. And that's pretty much it. I hope you found this guide helpful. If you'd like to see more from us, you can always check out our page on trianglelife.tv or go to our YouTube page and subscribe to our videos there. You can email us at yardcast@gmail.com and follow us on Twitter at @yardcast1. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.